go ahead.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm McCoreman. I'll be the DEM for this session. If everybody wants to introduce themselves and give a general synopsis of their character, Josh, would you want to start?
Sure. So my character, Yazata Irvan, is a Tempest cleric, and he's pretty chill.
Okay, good enough.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and jump in from here.
Now the details will be revealed.
I am Stephen FIGBird, Thomas, as you all have seen me and all the other things we do. I'll be playing a fighter. Her name is Zenyasa of the Kimbot Tool.
I guess I'll go.
Yeah!
Devin, and I'm going to be playing a human druid named Frath, and he's kind of a, well, no, it's not really Frath, it's like Frath. He spends his time in the woods.
The Frath of Khan.
I like it. Well done.
Oh yeah, no, I am not playing a healer. As much as you guys would think, I am not playing a healer. Does that excite you?
Although, to be fair, I'm probably second most likely, so it's okay.
So, hi, my name's Eduardo, and I'm playing an Elven Ranger. His name's Eladriel, and that's all I got.
You guys will also note that the stream has little cards for all of us, all next to our names and fantasticalness. So it's, a thing. Alright, so why don't you go ahead and start us up here, Cameron, with the first things that we see.
Alright, well, let's start off with our general area. Do you want to pull up the map first, Fig?
I don't actually
TTS.
have that on the stream. I should have thought about that. I should do that right now, huh?
You can just put it in TTS and do it top down of the board.
Okay, we will do that. Let me get a good angle of that, and then we'll set it up.
Just imagine the Lord of the Rings music playing.
And TTS Game Street. So you guys can see the table. We've got a nice little fucking editable table here, and here is our map. Also, you guys can use the command !DND map, DND map, not with an at thing. And you guys can see this on your screens if you ever want to. I'm not sure exactly where we are, so you should point that out.
All right, so as we actually start, we are in Western Oladar. It's a lawful kingdom. You guys will know that we, in the southern area, down here, we have a Fort Zelling. It's basically the largest power in the area. On the southern end. It is the source of basically all the military, all the guards for the area come out of Fort Zelling. There is another fort off to the east, Winlon, as well as Loalon. And then off to the further east is actually the capital of the kingdom, Oladar. We actually are starting inside the city of Mirsenir, where I've put all the characters around.
Over here.
Yes, over here.
In this area.
Yes. And it's a rather large city. It's actually ruled by there's the town guard that actually maintains the peace, but the governing body for the city is actually the Church of Arathis.
Okay.
Their clerics are there. Their clerics have weekly meetings actually in the streets for the people. So they bring them in, and everybody is actually actively involved in the church inside of the city. As we start, I'd like to get an idea of what would bring your characters to this city. I believe Fig and Josh, you guys have...
We are kind of a group of kinds. I would probably be following his lead because I believe he will bring me towards basically a personal quest, and therefore I'm following him around because he's also helped me out. So I kind of look at it as like, if for whatever reason he thinks this is where we should be, that's where we're at.
Okay.
All right, and so Yazata is he's recently come out of Hermitage, probably in the last 2 or so years, year and a half, something like that. And along the way, he met Fig's character, and he is sort of traveling around researching. He's got a greater goal in mind, but he's right now, he's just doing research, traveling around, trying to gather as much information as he can, because he sort of has this sense of dread that some great doom is coming, and he's not quite sure what. So he's just researching, and I would say that's probably the reason that he's come here.
Okay. So, as a traveler, do you think he's been in Mercenter for a while, or is he staying at an inn? What do you think finding an apartment?
He's probably got like a temporary housing situation, like a sublet or something.
Okay.
Chances are he'd probably stay in his place maybe, 1 to 4 months, so not long term, but a little while.
Okay. All right. Devin, what about you? Fonzie?
If for anything I'm in town, it would be either to find something I can't find in nature, so possibly herbs that just aren't from around this region that I'm out of, that I would need for something, or to follow somebody that I feel has done something unjust against nature. How big of a city is this again?
It's actually rather large. The town actually has a population of about 1,200 people. We have
bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's actually quite a large town. It's actually on the main route between the two forts in this area. It actually has a port that trade comes through and goes along the main road. If you actually look on the map, there is a main road going from Mercenter actually all the way off to the capital. And so a lot of trade and a lot of money actually goes through the city.
Okay, so in this case, I think he'd probably be here for something imported that he just can't get locally right now that he's out of.
Okay.
Be most
okay. And Eddie.
So my character, he pretty much stays away from the cities at all costs, and he only comes in to pick up new bounties and to turn in bounties, that kind of deal.
Okay. All right.
We are a bunch of loners.
I mean, most of us, except for me and Mr. Gerhalte here.
All right. So, let's see.
He was a hermit.
Did we all pick some sort of hermity character?
Oh, yeah, well,
No,
to be fair, the study that I did was at a monastery, so it was like there were some people.
Okay.
It wasn't a true.
But nobody talks.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
we didn't need anything to say.
passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't do your yard work. Like, you get a nasty note.
Let's just say on a typical day, Fig would Zenyasa be following Izada around throughout the normal day, or would you guys?
It depends on the circumstance. She's learned very quickly to kind of stick away from the main group of people. Generally, if you saw her in the middle of a town, it's kind of hard to miss her. But she's trying to be as inconspicuous as she can, considering that she's a 6'4", or was it 6'5"? I think it was 6'5". Now that I think about it. A 6'5", character who's in a hood and carrying like a fucking glaive and a sword. So she's trying to be inconspicuous, but generally she gets noticed. But for the most part, she tries to stay away from a heavy population. So I mean, it really depends on the circumstance whether or not we're going into a heavily populated area, or if it's more like just a stroll down the woods. If that's the case, yes. But in town, she's probably sticking back or just kind of outside of buildings and stuff like that.
Okay. So. All right. So Josh and Fig, we would assume on a normal day you guys would be walking down the street together. Fig, you'd be following Josh as things go?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. As you guys are walking down the street, let's say you're walking to the church, to the main cathedral in the center of town. A little girl comes up beside you and pulls on your arm.
When you say your, do you mean his or mine?
I mean yours, Fig.
Okay.
And she says, "Excuse me, miss. My lady would like to talk to you."
I must ask, who is your lady?
Where's this name? Sorry.
Stumped already. Fuck yeah. +5 to me.
Yes.
The little girl standing there like.
FIGBird, you gained inspiration.
It's. Yes, I'm gonna drink to that one.
Inspiration.
No.
Here's my inspiration.
It's Mistress Nylene. She is a fortune teller, and she has told me that she needs to talk with you. Would you
Okay.
be able to come?
At that point, I'd probably give a curt nod. Get Yatas. I don't know how to say your fucking character's name. Izada. There we go. I'll get it eventually. I suck at names. We all know this. I get his attention.
Sure.
Like, excuse me a moment. I'm gonna see to something. I'll meet you at our destination. And then give her the take it away sort of movingness.
Okay. Now she pulls your arm and slowly starts walking down. I mean, you started off.
It's probably more like, just like I'm like 4 times your size.
Yes, and so you're actually having to take slower steps to make sure that you're not outpacing her.
Right.
And you slowly notice that she's starting to go into a more seedier part of town. You go from the really wide streets down to narrower and narrower streets. And
in case it matters,
yes?
my passive perception is 4, and I would be very wary of where I'm being led.
Okay.
I'm not blindly walking into this, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
If you want to make an actual roll, I can do that too.
No, don't need to at all. You notice that you're going into a much more poor part of the town that you actually have never really been to before.
Okay.
And as you start getting, she keeps winding through and takes a few alleys and is walking in between buildings. You actually walk through a restaurant into this back room, and she stops in front of a curtain and asks you, and just points on the way in.
Okay.
And says the mistress will see you.
And I will walk in.
All right. What you see before you is a rather old lady. She's sitting over a table with several cards in front of her that she's just shuffling. And she's not quite aware of you. And as she's going through, she's slipping a card and just talking to herself, saying, okay. And she's just doing that.
Is there a seat? Is there anything like that?
There is a seat in front of her.
Okay. I will walk in, and as I do so, I'll basically say, I've been told that you're seeking my presence. I'll use that word. Go with that. And of course, as she notices me, I'll give her a slight bow.
Okay. And she notices you. She looks up and she says, the dragon came finally. And she shuffles up her stack of cards.
Okay.
Do you want to pull this into TTS?
I already did.
Okay.
Way ahead of you, man.
She shuffles up her stack of cards and starts dealing them out.
Okay.
And you see 5 cards in front of you.
Ooh.
5 cards. Okay. And I'll just kind of give them a puzzled look. I mean, if I notice any of these things as like specific symbols, let me know. But otherwise, it's just like I'm sitting there looking.
Okay. She says, the fates called to me and said many things, but I don't know which one are you. Do any of these speak to you?
At that, she'd probably pick up or point to this guy right here.
Mother Winter, she says.
You look like a lady.
Well, my character is female, so I guess that makes sense.
She quickly picks up all the cards and
throws them away. They're gone.
Woo!
Gone forever.
She quickly picks up all the cards, comes back,
Okay.
shuffles them all back up again, and says, shovels them all back up, and actually flips over 4 cards. And just starts staring at them. She says, oh, ice is it? Mother Winter brings death and rebirth. Does that call to you? I did not expect that from you, not the dragon. The fates say you have a bright future, but it will be new. You must put the past behind you.
I'm not so sure that I can do that.
Your honor will be tested yet again. You must stay the course that has been laid for you. A new beginning is ahead. Your rebirth is foretold. You will awaken from your hibernation, a new being. Be ready. Be willing.
I'm always ready, and if it brings back my honor, I'm always willing.
No, but this rebirth will bring great upset. It'll bring war. Stay true to yourself. You will be challenged. And your honor will be tested again. You must stay strong.
Okay.
She says lastly that she expects to see more people soon, but is not too sure who. And that she knows they must all talk together, and they must work together. There is an inn that she is going to be sending them all to, near the docks in town. It is called.
Sketchy.
It's called the Far Reach Inn.
Far Reach. I'm gonna write that motherfucking down.
And
Of course, I suck at handwriting, so I'm not gonna be able to read that later. But it's okay.
and she asks you to be there 3 nights from now, and says that she is sure they all will be. If not, we might have to find one more.
Okay.
And she kind of just starts looking off the wall.
She does that thing where she just stops noticing I exist.
Yes.
Well, my character then is going to give her another bow and sort of wander off a little bit disturbed and meet up with Yazata.
Right as you get up, she,
Yazata.
right
I got it
as
right.
you get
Yazata.
up,
Haha. Sorry, what was that?
right as you get up, she notices you moving, and she says, "Oh, wait." And she picks up the Mother Winter card and hands it to you, and
Okay.
says, "Keep this with you. Keep it safe. You will need it."
Very well. And I'll continue on like I said.
Okay.
Putting that in my inventory.
As you go out the door, a small child pickpockets it from you. You never
Right.
see a child again.
This is like fucking Fallout status. This little fucking child just sort of does this, and then I lose my shit. Literally.
And with that, what are you doing then, Fig?
Like I said, I'd be going to find Yazata.
Okay. Alrighty. We will... Give me a second while I move stuff and get some other stuff prepped. And thank you.
The dice are being rolled. I can hear them.
Yeah.
I have no idea who did that.
I'm assuming it was you.
Alright.
I have no idea.
Okay. Now, we are going to...
Dance.
Let's see. Eddie. Eladriel. Where would you normally be getting your bounties from? Is it, you say, from like a guard post, from inns, from bounty boards? Where would you be paying off or getting your reward from?
Probably bounty boards or merchants.
Okay.
Being attacked on the roads, that kind of stuff.
Okay. So, would you say you are looking for a bounty now?
Yes, that would be the main reason to come into the city.
Okay. All right. So, as we go into... As we come up on your next... Come up to a bounty board, you notice one in particular. It's asking for help in the town of Esterlin, which is the town north of where you currently are at. A merchant by the name of Big Steve has...
Not me. It's not me, I swear.
It's not him. Has said that he had a shipment that got lost in the town, and he needs somebody to go retrieve it. And that if you are interested to meet up at the Far Reach Inn in 2 days.
All right.
And that one catches your eye.
Okay.
Other ones that are on here, it looks like there are some people coming actually from Esterlin that look like they've been being waylaid on the roads. There are a few other merchants that have said they are looking to recover goods. Why don't you roll a perception for me?
Perception.
So what that's going to be, if you don't remember, it's a d20 plus your perception, and if it's proficient, you also get that bonus as well.
Okay, so it's d20. I hit a 20.
Okay.
Nice!
All right. So you notice another one that seems a little off. And as you look at the board, it says... Frick, what was that?
It says, and we all have a dramatic pause.
No, I'm making this up on the spot because you guys are totally disconnected.
I mean, I expected we would be. You have at least two of the party together. That's half the way there.
Yeah, I know. And
we
now,
did half the work for you.
Yeah,
I totally made
well,
up
a third, I
name
guess,
off the
depending
top of
on
my
how
head,
you
and
make
I
things
can't
look
remember
up.
the name I gave her. The map.
This is why I don't do names very well. I don't remember any of them.
Okay, I think it was Madame Nizine.
I legitimately did not remember.
Okay, I'm going with that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm going with that because
Audience, what was her name?
Yeah, they'll probably know better than we will.
okay, all right. Madame Nizine seeks a bounty hunter. Much reward needed, or much reward offered, and sorry, the wording is in my head and I can't get it out. Terms negotiable upon meeting.
Upon meeting.
Yes, and that catches your eye.
Or does it have an address?
Yes, it is in the poorest part of the entire city, but you think you really want to go.
Definitely.
I think to myself, a poll's not a bad thing, but how is she going to get all the money to pay me? It is the poorest part of town. That's terrible. But
Does he go, though? That's the important question.
the promise of the treasure really entices me, and I head over to the poorest part of town to rob beggars. Not sure what I'm going to do, but I head right over.
Okay, all right.
Breaking the GM bonus, guys! Woo!
Oh.
All right. So
Gonna beat a fucking beggar, boy.
you find that you actually have a little bit of trouble finding Madame Nizine's place until you realize that she's actually inside of a restaurant, and you end up going in.
It's like a theme restaurant.
No, it's not. She's just literally renting the back closet of a restaurant.
I'm just imagining like Rainforest Cafe, like an old creepy lady in the back, like.
Or if it starts bloody running, I'm getting fuck out.
All right. So you see a curtain in front of you, and yeah, as you open it up, you see an old lady sitting at a table, but she's actually looking right at you. Just total eye contact. She knew you were coming.
Okay.
What do you do?
I first take a look around, survey my surroundings. Could this possibly be a trap?
You are at the only entrance that you see to the room. Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check.
5 plus what is it? 6 plus 2.
Okay.
So 13.
All right. So
Math is hard.
from what you see, it is literally just an old lady sitting at a table with some candles. You are actually at the only entrance to the room. The candles are putting a little bit of haze up in the air. There's a bunch of different, what look like crystal balls on around. There's a skull. You're not too sure if it's real or not. There's a few other animal bones laying around. And she's just staring at you as she moves around 4 cards on the table.
I approach her and I take the bounty, place it on the table, but I don't sit down.
Okay. She looks at it and says, "Ah, you found it. But which one are you?" And she places 4 cards in front of you. If you did not see them before, we have the Wanderer, the Flipped Coin, the Crafter, or Father Summer.
Alright, so I'm really just in it for the money, so I will take the Flipped Coin.
Okay. Yes, as you pick up the card, she makes the others all disappear.
Oh no, my card!
They're all gone! Oh god!
And they're actually all just going to like reappear in the middle of the table because they actually dropped them off the edge. I didn't mean
You dropped them
that.
off the virtual table. Good
Yeah.
job.
Da 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 da, yeah, da 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 da
I
da.
swear they're not there.
Looks like one of them's coming back again, maybe.
It won't go away!
Apparently the Wanderer really, really wanted to come back.
It did.
He's
Okay.
just wandering,
Likes
man.
me. He really likes me.
Alright. You pick up the flipped coin, and she says, "Great, keep that." And then flips over
This
the
is
jester.
mine now.
The Emperor. The Wheel
He's
of
the
Fortune.
most metal jester ever.
And the Tower.
Right? I thought you'd like that one when he was showing me these.
He like juggles skulls and whatnot, right?
Thing's fucking dope!
Those are eyes. He's juggling eyes.
Oh.
That's not any less metal.
No. Well, unless he went to like the Costco for eyes, like, oh, you know, we're getting some brown, we're gonna get some green, we're just gonna do a little flippity flip.
Yeah, if those are brunch eyes, then it's not as metal.
Yeah, right.
They're just eyes, okay? Jeez.
Yes. You can't quite see, but there's people behind that are now missing eyes. So
Doesn't mean it's not his brunch.
Oh.
I love how we just got like a bunch of hands all like fucking touching cards.
I'm gonna touch your guys' hands with my hand. Actually, it always goes underneath. What the fuck?
And
Anyways.
as she flips them, she says, "Oh, the games, the chance, they will follow you. The Emperor, Someone of great power is going to reach out to you and guide you. It's going to be a challenge, but you must trust them. The Fool, Yes, you've got to change. Something you do, it'll cause you great trouble. You must stop. But the wheel. Oh, money. You like money. Much money is ahead of you. Much wealth. It looks like the wealth of a nation is in front of you.
He's got literal dollar signs in his eyes.
You can't see
Just
it.
gold coins.
Yes, money all around you. But it's going to explode. War is going to break out all around you. You must be careful. You will need many friends to get through this. You cannot stay alone. And she says, "Yes, I have said what I must. Thank you." And she does make sure that you keep the card. And she says that this card will bring you fortune.
I'm keeping the flip coin.
That's it.
Alright. As pleasant as this has been, I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to go for this bounty.
She picks up the bounty and just pulls it over to a candle and just burns it.
You got all of the payment, buddy.
Well, you have a lovely day, crazy person. And I wander out the door.
And take the card with you.
And I take the card with me.
Okay.
Because I like money.
Yes, you should.
Well, at least you got something with a coin on it.
Yes. Okay. Now, that is that part for now. Fig, are you doing anything now? Let's say we've gone through another day.
Devin's like, fuck this, where am I at?
It's fine.
No,
he's a hermit, he's in the woods.
What would I be doing? I would probably bring the card to Yazata. I think I got this right this time. Because I feel like he has the ability to sort of sense magics and things like that, and I'm going to ask him if he senses anything with this card. And if he asks us about it, of course, I'll answer, but I guess you could do that in character. So, yeah, I come up to wherever our meeting place is at this point, and I come up to probably... Where do we decide to meet, Josh? Where do we decide to meet?
I would say back where we're staying. That's probably just the easiest. Like, it's the end of the day, you come back, right? Because we're not always necessarily together. It just happens we are a lot of the time. So we probably just say, oh, we're going to meet out there. So
yeah, so I return to where we're staying. It's probably some, like, inn that's, you know, kind of okay, but a little bit out of the middle of the main parts of town because of various reasons. Because we're both behemoths of tall people. And I'm going to come up to him whenever, you know, if he's there, and I'm assuming you are, and say, Yazata, earlier when I left, I met with some strange wise woman. She handed me this card, and I put it down on the table. And I was curious, because she said many things around it, if there's something magical about it.
I guess I'll take a look at it and sort of examine it. I'm pretty knowledgeable about religions, and I'm super insightful, so I have insight and religion as skills.
Okay, why don't you give me a... You don't have Arcana at all, do you?
I do not have Arcana.
Okay.
So I won't be able to determine if it's actually truly magical, but I'll be able to recognize it if it's a known artifact, probably.
Okay.
Either way, whether my character knows that is not the point.
No, but it's a similar thing, right? I mean, if it's a wise woman, in theory, I should be able to know something about it.
Yeah, I just want to double check one thing.
It's going to take me a minute to get used to the skills for D&D 5 too, so...
That's
they're a little different than what I'm used to as well.
I'm wanting to double check that.
Because I think insight is wisdom.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think so is... Religion actually might be intellect, I don't remember.
Yeah, religion is intellect.
Yeah, because it's a knowledge skill, so it'd be intelligence-based.
Yeah.
It has... I pulled up my character sheet, okay.
Arcana, religion, history, those are all intelligence. Why don't you go ahead and give me a religion check? Okay.
Alright, so I got a 12, and then my modifier is going to be... So do I add my proficiency?
Is it a proficient skill?
I guess not. I
mean, if you picked it at character creation, it's proficiency based. If you didn't, you just get your ability mod.
Yeah. So if you actually chose to get religion as a skill, then you would add your proficiency bonus.
I mean, it's part of my background.
Then yes, you have it. It's an automatic thing if it's...
Oh, okay. Okay. So in that case, so I got a 14, and I don't have any modifier to it with Intel. So 14.
Okay. So you sense that there is something about this. That there is some sort of magic that's tied around the card. And you remember some old religions had avatars that were tied to items. And you think that this might be somewhat related, but you're not sure. Right now you can tell that it's good, but not anything else after that.
Interesting. Okay, so I'll relay that then to...
Like, basically all of it? Okay.
To you. I'll just say verbatim.
Well, then... Okay. She looks kind of disturbed or a little bit upset, but, otherwise just sort of continues to stare at it. And then at that point, she will probably just, enjoy some reading or something like that at this point.
Okay. Bonzi,
Mm-hmm.
what have you been doing in town?
Jumping squirrels.
Looking through the market for anything imported that I happen to need. I don't know what herbs are like in this world, really.
Well, I mean, in the larger markets, they definitely have stores that would be able to get you all sorts of healing herbs, be able to create poultices, things like that, things to cure poisons and the like. There's your basic blacksmith if you needed to get any sort of items, your general stores for rope.
Yeah, I mean, I guess mostly what I'm looking for is to, what is the thing called? Replenish my herbalism kit.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So you find a alchemist shop, and it's right next to a restaurant. It's you go in and you're able to just get a basic quick refill of all your different items there. Are you hungry at all?
I suppose I could eat something.
Okay. Do you think you want to go to the restaurant next door?
It's as good as any place, right?
Excuse me while I try to push you somewhere.
I can be such a dick right now. Nope!
All right, fine. That's cool with me.
No, I'm kidding.
All right. So
Your character basically dies because he didn't eat.
He's stuck to death in a corner.
Let's see. All right. So you replenish your herbalism kit. It's just a few coppers. It's nothing too big. It's basic supplies. Most of the herbs are all dried. And they're packaged up all ready to go for you, so it's not too big of a deal. You go in and to the restaurant next door, and you order a sandwich. Is that what you grab? Would you grab just a salad? Or do you
He's a
want,
dainty little thing.
do you want a turkey leg?
A sandwich would probably make the most sense, yeah.
Just cheese and tomato, please.
It's not a
Cheese and
vegetarian.
tomatoes.
Don't forget the mayo. All right.
Fucking vile shit, that mayo. I just want you to know that as a thing.
Okay.
But, you know.
All right. So, as you're sitting down and eating, this old lady walks by you. And she just kind of, like, stops and turns around and looks at you. And her eyes are just gigantic. And then she just runs into the back of the restaurant. Do you do anything?
Oh god. Yeah.
That's
Well, that was
just a
weird.
strange person to him.
Okay.
But is that something you would
No, not really.
intrinsically care about?
Folk are weird.
Okay.
People
I had a feeling.
are kind of odd things.
Okay. So, you just continue eating as normal?
Yep. Just munching on my sandwich.
Alright.
He's like,
Man, like
how do I do this?
scenarios.
So about 4 or 5 minutes later, this lady comes back out and actually sits herself across from you. And on the table, she sets down 3 cards. And she says, "I've seen you before, but I don't know which one are you." And she asks you to choose one of these cards.
Oh, no. Which one will we pick?
Well, I suppose lion.
That's the line. I thought
You
it
just
was
were like
fire.
tapping a couple times.
I thought that was fire.
That's Father Summer.
Yeah, you can even read it. It says it right there on the thing.
Oh, it's so far away.
Alright.
Zoom in.
She looks at you and she says, "Yes, I thought that was you. And she pulls out another stack of cards from her sleeve and flips them out on the table. Sorry, I'd planned so much of this out, and then I thought that I did it really poorly, so I changed it all about 2 hours ago. And
Of course you
I'm trying
did.
to
Same thing,
redo
it's
this.
fine.
Okay. She flips over the first one, the priest. She says, "Oh, oh."
I feel like all these cards are awful.
Yes.
There are no good cards.
Sorry. She says, sorry.
She says,
She's
"Ah," just
yelling
like
at
that.
you. Run.
Okay. She says your untrustworthiness, or sorry, your untrustfulness will hurt you. You need to find friends. You need to find help.
Distrustfulness.
Yes.
You need help.
Yes. Yes.
Stop being a loner bitch is what she's saying.
Thanks, guys.
But then she flips the magician and says, "Oh, but you are smart. You will get through this. Your cunning will aid you the whole way through." She flips over temperance.
I thought it was a magician, like a tiny magician.
A midget? A midget-gician?
He's big. He pops out of the hat.
A midget. A magician. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted. That was all I can think about.
That's what I love about D&D. Like, some of the shit that just comes out of this stuff is great.
I'm sorry. Oh, wow.
Sorry, anyway, the magician. He's resourceful.
Yes, it's resourceful. Your skills will be needed and they will help you through. Then she flips temperance and oh, your grudge. Your grudges will stick with you and haunt you. And then the moon. And she just gets a really sad look. Says your grudge is going to be the death of someone near. And she says, "I am sorry." And she hands you the Father Summer card and says, "Let's keep this with you. It may help." And then she walks away.
Okay, I'm gonna finish my sandwich now.
Alright. And that's it for that.
Scene transition!
Yes. Going on to the next day. This would be, for people that have been keeping track, this is the day that the bounty is going to be the board that Eladriel was looking at, where Big Steve will be at the Far Reach Inn. And this is the same day that Zenyas was told to be at
Zenyasa, yes.
Zenyasa. No. Is it SSA?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. That Zenyasa was supposed to be at the inn as well. Frath, funnily enough, this is also the inn that you're staying at.
Oh.
Yeah.
How handy is that?
Yeah.
Who would have thunk that there was some sort of thing that may have caused you to be in the right place at the right time?
Yes. All right.
Grumble, 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 magical.
So I guess before we get to this point, I should probably have us backtrack for a second and have a conversation with my companion here related to this this meeting. So
And
at some
I
point
will
when
talk to my hand.
Yeah, you do that. So at some point during the last couple of days, while they're doing whatever they're doing in the town, Zenyasu would take Yazata to the side and just say that, remember the wise woman I talked about before? She mentioned that I should be at an inn in a couple of days, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen there. I'm not sure if I'll need your support, but if you wish, I'll be there, and if you want to come with me, that would be appreciated.
Yeah, I think I'll tag along.
All right.
I'll sort of stand in the corner, join, but not make myself known.
I like
Get
it.
Get a sandwich with me.
Get a sandwich.
All right. So.
Just wanted to get that out of the way because it may or may not be important.
Yep. That's fine with me.
All right. So we're at the evening. It's dinner time, and you guys have all ended up being in the common room of the Far Reach Inn. And any of you guys getting drunk? Any of you guys buying
No.
beer?
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Speaking of beer, I think I'm going to grab one real fast.
Okay.
Pause.
I'm tired.
So I spent about roughly 35 hours prepping,
Really?
and I feel like I am so not ready. So
Nice
All
work,
right, I'm
Cameron.
back.
I've been making up so much stuff off the top as we go right now, just because. Thanks everyone for the help.
That's what I said. Like next week will be like way better. This week's
Yeah.
gonna be rough, and then next week it'll be like we're going on an epic adventure.
I was kind of thinking that I should set up a character for my chair, since everybody in the chat loves my chair so much.
Well, it's
I
because
think he
Chair
needs
is
to
the
have a
best
character.
character.
Yeah, I think he needs a full-on character.
Chair is love, chair is life.
Chair is life, chair is life, yeah.
I love chair.
All right. So
Me and Cher are only friends.
I hate you guys.
oh hi,
I don't
Mark.
like the way you're spooning your chair, Fig.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means
No,
he feels
you're-
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are all in the inn, you see this really short, round man walk in.
The magician.
You're such an ass.
Magician.
He's about 5 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. He's a really, really portly dude.
Portly dude. Got
Also
it.
very short. He's also really, really loud. And
Okay, so he's me, basically.
right off the
Yeah,
bat,
if you ate you.
Well,
right off the bat, he greets the innkeeper, calls for a pint of ale, and just yells to the common room, "I'm Big Steve if you haven't met me before.
Oh my god, it's
I know there must be some of you here that are going to be helping me get my stuff out of Esterlin. Is there anyone here that will be able to help me?"
I raise my hand.
Okay.
And I hold on. I raise my hand and I say, "How much does it pay?"
jeez. Oh, this is gonna be a fun party to be good, lawful good in.
He says, "Well, I know that Esterlin is currently under attack. The city, I just got back here. I sent some word ahead of me saying I needed help, but I've got quite a large shipment of items headed for Oladar that I need to get out. I can offer $500 per person to help me get the shipment out. It's in the warehouse in town.
Wait, dollars. How much is that in gold?
Sorry, 500 gold per person that can help."
Well, now I don't believe this guy has any money. He doesn't even know what money is.
So I guess I should at that point ask how we, between Josh and I, are doing supplies-wise. Because if we don't have the money to kind of continue, this might be an option.
Sorry,
Otherwise,
Steve, did your character know about this bounty, or you just happened
No,
to be here
this
because the
is
old
a
lady
thing
said?
well, yeah, the lady just said I needed to be there, so I'm not exactly sure
Yeah,
if
so
this is it. You know, like, am I here to hear about this and follow that kind of thing? My character does not know. So I'm curious, in our possession, do we have enough money to continue with whatever it is we're going to do? Cameron, your answer may be the better answer.
Okay. Based off of first level, you probably have enough to continue on for another month or two, Josh. But 500 gold would set you guys up for probably about a solid 8 to 9 months worth of living expenses for each of you. So you would be able to, if you did do this, you would be able to live for quite some time without having to do any other work if you chose to.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's a question I'd ask because it's whether or not I bring this up to them. But yeah, I would just continue to sit back and just watch because this may not be relative to me.
Okay.
Unless I have a strong divine urge to say I'll take him up on this.
So as he...
Sound like a Jesus boner.
Yeah, kind of.
As Eladriel raises up the hand and asks about the money, Big Steve comes over and starts talking to Eladriel quite loud. Okay. And he's standing next to you as you're sitting down, and you're still taller than him. He's Big Steve.
Thanks.
Yes.
Didn't think I was that big.
No. So he's still quite loud. He says, "So right as I was getting everything together, the city started being attacked, and from what we could tell, there were several kobolds that started running down the street, and I just ran. Looked like there was fire coming out of the heavens. I don't know what was happening, whether people were throwing magic about. I'm not a magical man. I just try to get paid at the end of the day. But it will be quite an adventure, and as you're talking, a few more people from the inn start listening in. He says, "Do you have anyone that would go with you?"
I'm not sure I needed anyone else.
Okay. Well, I am not going to be going, but I am trying to raise a group that will be able to go and get my items.
As long as the gold is good, you raise whoever you want.
Okay. All right. Then I will find anyone that I can, and we'll meet you at the edge of town tomorrow. I know it's quite a journey off to Esterlin. It's probably going to take you... Do you have a mount? If not, it's probably going to take you about 4 days to walk. So the sooner the better. Tomorrow morning...
Does he notice the 6'5" hooded figure with a glaive and or sword somewhere on that person's person in the corner? I'm just curious.
Maybe it's a switch glaive.
It's a switch glaive, exactly.
It's hidden.
Big Steve does notice, and he starts after he talks to Eladriel, he starts walking around to all the other people at the inn and starts inquiring as to what they do and why they're there, and mentions that he talked to the innkeeper and was trying to get people interested in some adventure and to possibly go out and earn some extra money. And give me... Actually, you know what? I need to roll his dice really quick. So, Fig, you are in a hood?
Like a full robed cloak thing.
Full robe cloak thingy. Alright.
Cowl, I think, is the
Are you,
word I'm
like,
looking
disguising yourself at all?
Actively, probably not, but it's meant to keep me from being noticed, so, I mean...
Have you
I
moved?
guess yes.
Have you moved?
Not really, no. I'm in the middle of the...
So maybe he thinks you're like a statue under construction.
Maybe. I mean, I'll go ahead and roll a stealth. I don't mind.
No, it's fine. He walks by, and he looks at you, and then he kind of just like turns his head a little bit and looks up through your hood. And says, "Oh, I saw one of your kind there, and he was attacking.
All those burn victims, you feel so bad for him.
I ran away from him."
I assure you, he is not with me.
Okay. Would you be interested in helping retrieve my goods? They're some where's that word? I wrote it down. There's some ceremonial garb for the Church of Arathis in Oladar. It was some equipment for the upcoming ritual of summer, and it's the only set I have available.
I'm not sure that this quest has any bearing with my current plans, but if I can come to you later after figuring that out, perhaps I can join, but otherwise I cannot make promises now.
Alright. Well, everybody that's coming together, I'll be meeting them at the northern gate of town tomorrow morning. If you are able to come, we'll have you. 500 gold when you come back. He gives you a big smile and 2 thumbs up and walks on.
Okay.
Now...
So I mean, at that point...
Go for it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So this is a point where I'm not too sure. Josh, what are you actually researching? What is it you're looking for? Is that something you can say?
So I'm doing spiritual research. I don't really know like the aspect of my research so much as I'm researching to try and discover. I've had sort of like premonitions of an impending doom, and the way that I sort of like my religion. I'm very like humans can take things into their people can take things into their own hands and change their fate, and that's sort of the deity that I follow. And so I'm trying to like, I guess, discover things as I learn more, so I can try to change that.
Okay. All right. Don't quite know how to work that in right now.
That's fine. Just keep it in mind.
It's a thing to note.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to see.
It's an overarching goal. We can do many missions without.
All right. Okay.
Without stopping the great evil.
And Bonzi, you are having your nice meal, dinner, and what do you think of Big Steve yelling about the whole area, talking about needing assistance?
Would I feel that this is some sort of shift in... Well, does it seem like this is some sort of shift in nature, like a natural occurrence that's going awry, or somebody fucking with that? Like you said, there was fire raining from the sky?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's vaguely interesting.
Okay.
Because, that shouldn't happen. I'd like to make that not happen.
That's a good plan. I like that plan.
All right.
Very druidic of you.
Right? I thought so.
So he doesn't approach you directly, but you hear enough that you know that everybody that's going to be heading out is going to be...
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to show up.
Okay.
Really, whether they wanted me to or not.
Okay.
So.
All right.
You're not invited.
Everyone but that guy can help.
Okay. Then...
that man makes Big Steve feel small.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So that is the rest of what has basically happened at the inn that night. Big Steve wanders around, talks to everybody, makes a final announcement, and then just starts drinking like crazy. And after a few more hours of drinking and buying beers for everybody in the inn, he ends up going up to his room.
Okay. So I'm curious, by happenstance, when I confer with my companion Yazata about where we are planning to go, does that town happen to be the same place we happen to be going? I'm trying really hard for you, man. I'm trying really hard.
Holy contrivance.
Say yes.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what I'm saying to you. Is like, I want you as the GM to say yes.
Yeah. If you confirm it, that's fine.
The next town that you guys are supposed to be heading off to.
Okay.
It was so on your journey. I take it you guys have been heading to the west, and now you've already been down to the Fort Zeline.
Yeah, maybe we're coming back after picking something up in that general vicinity.
And you're heading up north.
Yeah.
I would say your goal right now is probably going to be some of the shrines at Ragnar, up in the far north. But that will be a long journey.
That sounds perfect. That totally is in line with what I would be thinking.
And that actually would be a rough journey. You'd be needing.
Right.
There's no real roads. It's actually mostly through the wilderness to get up there, or by taking a boat.
I'd imagine there could be monsters.
Well, so the point being that, when I hear the name of that town, I want to, of course, talk with Yazata, and I do so.
Yeah, I think if it's convenient for us.
Exactly. It's like, I'm not normally one to do things for coin, but this seems awfully convenient for what we're already planning. Perhaps it's worth us taking this up to help supply us for the coming journey.
Do I hear that conversation?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
He hates you.
Right. Well, trying to listen in.
This would be a really low conversation. It may not even be in the same building.
Okay.
So, I mean, the point is that,
Well, and yeah, I know.
You're also you're in a loud common room. If you were still in that building, it'd be difficult. Yeah.
I know enough of Steve's like mannerisms and gesture and language that I can probably. We don't necessarily have to speak in common.
Oh, do you guys look?
Yeah, we may be speaking in a different language.
Just look him in the eye like, you know what I want to do.
But still, she'd bring this up to you before any kind of commitments, and of course mention that if we want to join...
Sure. So it sounds like it fits with our... For the sake of convenience, it fits with our ultimate goals. So, I mean, we're still...
Is the final solution?
Hey.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, she'd confer with that, and then whenever that meeting was, because of course I suck at remembering these things and didn't write it down, so that's where I'd go.
I'm in the inn. Can I do an insight check?
I like this plan.
Into sort of. I just any insight into him, like his motives, the type of person he is, anything that I can sort of get based on his appearance or that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll. You're talking about Big Steve, correct?
Right.
Okay.
And I get a... I think with bonuses, it's a 20. A 14 plus 6 is a 20.
Okay. He seems like a really happy merchant. He's pretty successful, but he's really needing... He's really invested in getting this shipment out of Esterlin.
So he seems like he has money, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He seemed. I mean, like he's bought rounds for the entire inn multiple times throughout the night.
Okay.
The innkeeper knew him by name as he walked in. He definitely has money, but I mean, if anything, it might be that this shipment might mean more to him than he's letting on. Like, this is really, really big, and he really needs this.
Okay. Yeah, so that's helpful. I don't really want to get tied up with people who are not, actually going to give us what we're due.
Yeah. No. He definitely seems like he is 100% on the up and up, and he is more than happy to pay the 500 gold per person to actually get his shipment back.
Cool.
Okay, so Steve and I are on board. Steve, do we want to try and get more money out of him?
If you ask, she'd simply say that I don't usually do things for coin. If we need it to survive, then sure. But it's not something that I think that we necessarily need.
I don't
If
have.
you'd like to, though.
I don't have strong feelings. I don't think I'll try and persuade him. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't really need the money. So
Can I ask why they call him Big Steve? No.
Who are you asking?
The bartender. Because I need another one soon.
Cheers, guys.
He's called Big Steve because, well, as he said, he was the Big Steve in town when he got that name. But he really hates anybody ever calling him by his real name. In fact, I don't even know it. I just know that he only goes by Big Steve.
His real name's Little Steve.
That makes it almost sense. I thought Big was a really weird first name, and Steve is an awful surname.
No. It's his nickname. He definitely does not like people talking about his real name. He actually never even
Which is Gertrude.
Yes.
It's a lady's name, you know what I'm saying?
For those of you who haven't seen it, my wife just arrived home. Tasha, she's in the background. Do we want to take a quick break?
Oh yeah, you want to say
if you'd like to,
take
sure.
a $5, $10.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll do a quick 5-minute break, guys.
All right,
we will be right back in approximately 5.
5.
And look forward to seeing you.
Don't worry, the
This
stars will interact
money.
with the chat.
Yeah, we'll be in chat. We'll be in chat, guys.
So you mean your beer